Hello, everybody. This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C, right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing your entertainment to your ears. You know me, I'm super excited. Big show coming up a week from this Saturday. Hooligan Championship Wrestling presents Ascending the Kingdom 3. It is the grandmama of them all. It's the all-woman event that started for this promotion. Over 20 plus women all over the country going to be on hand, including my guest. She made a very good impression in her debut with the promotion, and she's back for more. Not only she's back for more, she's got a huge title opportunity going up against AEW Ring of Honor star Billy Starks, and it will be for her Girl Fight Championship. She is the vampire baddie. She is Ravenna Vein. She's with me right now. How's it going?
Hey, it's good. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here on this particular show. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So, before we look ahead to next weekend, Ascending the Kingdom 3, I want to go back to your debut. I think it was Elevation show.
Yes.
You went up against Izzy Marino in your
Mm-hmm.
debut. And as I said, you made a very good impression. Very, very intimidating.
Thank you.
Um, very, very scary. I ain't gonna lie. And I also remember I think you had the Chuck Taylors, Sparkle Chuck
Yes.
Taylors. So that and your in-ring work, it made a good impression on me, I will say.
Thank you.
So what was it like making your debut on that particular show for Elevation against Izzy?
It was super exciting. It was a kind of like just a chance thing that happened. I had been kind of in contact with Hooligan for a little while. Um, and it was just an opportunity that they were like, "Hey, we need somebody and we really want you." And I was like, "Okay, let's go." Huge opportunity for me. I really wanted to make a good impression, so I'm glad that it left an impression on you. Um, it's always a little intimidating coming to somewhere new, especially in a new territory. I'm a Southern girl. I'm wrestling all over the South, so coming up to Indiana was a big debut, just in a new state, in a new territory. Um, I had never met Izzy before. I had seen her work, so I was of course intimidated to go up against her. Um, but it was a really, really good experience all around. I really enjoyed that match with her. Not super happy with the outcome, but we'll run it back one day. We'll run it back and I'll get the win this time.
Yeah, so I had a good time at the show. What I love about Hooligan Championship Wrestling is that they obviously they gonna give you some names.
Mhm.
They're gonna bring in some familiar faces, if you will.
Yes.
But they also gonna bring in some people that I think a lot of people in the Midwest may know, but
Mhm.
not too familiar with, haven't gotten a chance to see them because they
Mhm.
usually be in one region or another.
Right.
So seeing you there and seeing a lot of WWA 4
Yes.
people, that's a very
Yes.
that's a very popular spot in the
Yes.
South.
It is.
I think that's AR Fox territory.
Yes.
Memory. I interviewed Alexandra Quinn, who also from
Yes.
there.
Love her.
So there's Wiley, there's Cameron. So that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be some representation
Mhm.
at Kingdom 3 next Saturday.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty cool. And so talk about WWA 4. From my understanding, is more than just a training. It's a promotion as well. To talk about them, from your experience with them.
Yeah, so WWA 4 is a great school. Um it is like it's a whole thing. They put on shows, they get you ready for that live crowd experience. Um and they literally everyone there gives 100% their all every single time they are on any kind of performance at the school, at a real show. It's just like there's so much passion that is constantly being fed and driven by Fox, because he's just such a passionate person about wrestling and about, helping people achieve their dreams and helping people realize that they can do this no matter where they come from. Um, I had trained first with Murder One, and he's a promoter here in Atlanta. And a wrestler also, but he trained me first, and then I went to get further training at WWA 4. Um, and it was just a whole different kind of training. I always tell people to get as much knowledge from everywhere as they can because everybody has a different point of view of wrestling. Everybody has different ways that they wrestle and that they look at it and can teach you something different. Um, and I feel like I got more of that like performance aspect at A4. Um, and just, how to work like a crowd, how to work in the ring as far as like just being a performer and not just an athlete. As I mean, the A4, everyone out of the A4 is an athlete. Like they can go, they can do a lot of crazy stuff. But I built pretty much all of my longest lasting relationships at A4. When I was going there, we had David Ali, Ashton Starr, AC Mack, Danny Jordan. Um, those were some of the people I formed like really tight bonds with, and I'm still close with now. Um, because when I was going there, they were all kind of like getting into the scene or had already been out in the scene for a little while, and I was just starting out. Um, but I built really close relationships with them, and I'm always grateful for A4 for that as well. And I feel like that's kind of the case with every class of A4 students. They all get very like tight knit and look out for each other.
I've always felt like wrestling, it has that team sport aspect.
Hmm.
Even, with wrestling, you guys are characters. Y'all go against each other. But on the other end, y'all entertainment. Y'all putting
Right.
on a show in front of the crowds, and y'all trying to give people a show that fans, the ticket goers, can enjoy.
Hmm.
So there's that. So yeah, and obviously there's a brotherhood, sisterhood, there's a
Yep.
bond, there's a community of sorts, not just with the wrestlers like yourself, but also with the fans, the familiar
Hmm.
faces that I'm pretty sure uh I got a feeling that you'll be scaring the kids showing up and just be like, oh my God. Like, yeah. I got a feeling.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not a show with you on it if you ain't scaring a kid hearing it.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
I
I feel like that's mandatory.
Yes. Kids specifically, there's like polar opposite reactions to me. Either they love me or they're terrified of me, and there's like no in between.
I'm gonna go with the latter of them being afraid. I mean, it feels like you're playing the poker face with them at first, give them that look, and then you just snap. Ah! It's just like, yeah. And so the kids, they got to brace themselves.
Hmm.
You should show up with a caution sign. I think.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like proceed with caution,
Yeah.
like a Naomi,
Very Naomi, yes.
very Naomi esque. So obviously, I'm excited about Kingdom 3 next Saturday, and it was announced already stacked card as it is.
Very.
They announced that Billy was going to be there, and she is defending the Girl Fight Championship. That's her promotion. She brought it back just recently,
Mm-hmm.
a few months ago, and it was announced that you are her opponent
Mm-hmm.
for Kingdom 3, and I pointed out this might be the first time that the Girl Fight Championship is defended outside of a girl fight show.
Is it?
Yeah, I
I
truly
didn't even
believe so.
realize that.
So yeah, this is the first time that the Girl Fight Championship is being defended outside of Girl Fight.
That adds even
Um,
more stakes to this.
so that yeah, and it's her company. So
Yeah.
so there's a lot of people clamoring for that title that
Mm-hmm.
wants to be in the future shows, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
the pressure's on her more than it
Yeah.
is on you. But what was it like? What was your reaction when you got the news that you was not only you having this match, but it was for that particular championship?
It was huge news. So I had been asked to be on the show and I wasn't even told for what at the time. Um and I was like, "Oh, absolutely," because I loved my first time there. It's a great show to be at. And like you said, a great place like to bring up newer people with opportunities to be seen. So I was like, of course, and an all women's show, of course I want to be a part of it. Um and then I he was literally like, "So yeah, we're giving you your wrestling Billy Starks and it's for her company title." And I was like, "Oh." It was a huge reaction. Like I got nervous, I got excited. Um, you know, she's been around the South quite a lot too, like in my area. So a lot of people down here have known her forever. I've seen her wrestle down here plenty of times. So it's exciting, it's nerve-wracking just to be going against her, but then adding the extra stipulation of her defending her title for her company that I would also like to be a part of is just like a whole nother layer to it. And like I said, just excited and nervous, a very big mixture of the two. Um, but I'm trying to lean more on the excited side instead of the nervous side and just, put my best foot forward and do the best I can to take that title from her and give her no choice but to have me on Girl Fight.
I mean, yeah, that's the way to go. Like, okay, I'm gonna be on your promotion one way or
Mm-hmm.
another.
I'm gonna make my way there.
She basically gonna want to make her way there. So especially if she were to take the title away, then you will have no choice but to put her on the show. And I do want to point out the next Girl Fight show is on May 31st.
Yes.
That is at New Albany, Indiana. So who knows? I'm most likely gonna be there, and who knows? I might be seeing you with that particular title.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
So yeah, that is a big opportunity for everyone involved. Obviously, Girl Fight just coming back, getting back to the swing of things,
Mm-hmm.
and looks like we might have a partnership in the horizon between Hooligan and Girl Fight. And what makes this new era of Girl Fight unique is that I mean, when you hear the phrase all woman show, you
Mm-hmm.
thinking it's just the talent and referees, at least. Well, in this new era of Girl Fight, it is literally all woman
Yes,
across the board.
everyone.
Across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Commentators, ring announcers, wrestlers, referees,
I was gonna
photographers.
say photographers,
Yeah,
videographers.
and I was there for the relaunch show, and that's a hard thing to do, to get a
Mhm.
literally all woman across the board,
It is.
because there's the people are there. There's talent
Mhm.
there. You just gotta look and see.
Mhm.
And credit to Billy for, because that was the vision when she started Girl Fight a long time ago, long before AEW was a possibility.
Yeah.
So seeing how far she's come since then, and she wants to help with the next generation of woman
Yeah.
talent, um, that speaks volumes to her as a talent, as a promoter, as a booker, and I'm glad. And as someone that's within driving distance from her, more like an hour and a half from that promotion, that makes me very happy. So,
Yeah. And
uh,
it even just her as a person, like, just wanting to create a platform for women by women. And like you said, it's hard to find, like, people, like, a lot of promotions will do all women's shows, but it's very hard to get every single piece
yeah.
of the puzzle is women. And I think that's so cool, and that's, like, probably my favorite thing about the fact that girl fight is a thing, and I just think that Billy is so great for wanting to do that and wanting to, like you said, like, bring up the next generation of women and give them opportunities in every spot of wrestling. Like, women can do everything in wrestling, not just wrestling itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've always feel like if you're a woman performer and you go into these women shows, you feel like you do want to see like a woman and at the helm,
Mhm.
because that's who's going to decide who ends up on the show, who gets these
Mhm.
opportunities. And there are some woman led promotions there, but there needs to be more. I feel like there needs to be more. And
I agree.
wrestling is already a male dominant art
Mhm.
form as it is.
Mhm.
While there's been some progress as far as women and the roles that they are in, I've always felt like people that there's could be so much more.
Yeah, there's
There's
always room for growth.
there's
Like,
always
it's a slow and steady thing that it does continue to improve. Um, and I've seen, like, a lot of improvements with it in the past just, like, 2 years or so, I would say. Um, but yeah, there's always room for growth, there's always room for things to get better, and I feel like Girl Fight and Billy are really, like, setting the standard for that.
absolutely. So we got the vampire baddie on one end, we got Space Jesus on the other end. So if that's your idea of a matchup, with the characters aligning against each other, feels like a horror movie of sorts.
Yeah, a little sci-fi horror
Yeah,
movie going
yeah,
on.
there we go. There we go. Sci-fi, horror movie, paranormal, whatever tickles your fancy. Um, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of screaming. It's gonna be a lot of hard hitting,
Mhm.
and that got a lot of that. Hooligan shows got a lot of incredible talent.
Mhm.
So Indiana, get your tickets if you haven't already, for Hooligan Championship Wrestling on Sunday in the Queenum 3 at Evansville, Indiana, a week from this Saturday. I'm looking forward to the show. Also, what I admire and have a lot of respect for you, Ms. Vane, is that with characters, it can be hard standing out, being different from
Mhm.
everybody else. You definitely beat to your own horn. You stay true to
Mhm.
yourself from what I have seen. Um, Before Hooligan, I was an TWV subscriber, IWTV
Mhm.
subscriber. And the first time I saw you through IWTV was some of the shows that be taking place at Chattanooga, Tennessee
Mhm.
at the TWE Arena. That is a very famous venue
Yes.
in the South, specifically, yeah, in the South specifically.
Mhm.
And you've had quite the memories there. Uh, so with that being said, what's some of your favorite moments in the TWE arena? Whether it's a match,
Ooh,
angle,
there's so
rivalry,
many.
but what were some of your favorite moments in that particular arena?
Well, my debut in TWE for one, I wrestled Judy Lee Taylor. She was Big Booty Judy at the time. And I may or may not have bit her and made her bleed everywhere, but you know, I got to do vampire things, I
Yeah.
got to do what I got to do. But that was my TWE debut. I took a bite out of Judy and won my debut match. Kind of had a little bit of an attitude when I first came around TWE. Um, Definitely wanted to make an impression as I tend to try to do everywhere. One of my favorite matches that I've had there was I wrestled Kenzie Page last October, and she is so good. Kenzie Page is like I've known her for years and years. Um, I was just a manager, like a wrestling manager for my husband at the time when I met her. Um, and she was already like so many years into the business. She's another one that like Billy, they started so young and are just so good. So I had a really good time wrestling Kenzie Page at TWE. Um, I enjoyed my feud with Mackenzie Morgan, which culminated in us having a first blood match, which she won. But that was another really fun experience. One of my first like um stipulation matches that I've ever had. So that was a really fun time too. That was in August, I believe. Um and then actually my most recent match that I had at TWE is now one of my favorites that I've had to date. And it was against Corinne Joy. Um Ended in a double count out. There's still unfinished business there, but she's another one I absolutely love working with. I love wrestling her. We've already wrestled each other like 6 or 7 times. And we've got more coming up. So we're taking this around the territories. TWE is just one of my favorite places to be. It's such an iconic arena. It's such a different and unique locker room experience and vibe. There's just a very like positive uh feeling around the whole place. Everyone is trying to help each other succeed, trying to help each other do better. We're all watching each other's matches, and just showing support. And it's just there's no show I've been to that's the same as TWE. It's a very unique, different feeling there, and it's one of my favorite places to wrestle at.
So that is how I was introduced to you. That was the Mackenzie Morgan match.
Hmm.
And shout out to her, shout out to Kenzie. You know, both extremely talented.
Yes.
I do like Queen Joy. I was impressed with her in her ACW A-Wing debut.
Hmm.
She got some spunk to her.
She does.
Um, she she calls herself the diva.
Hmm.
She's fabulous. Got a lot of respect for her too. So, and Judy. You know, the South guys. The South.
South got
I'm
something to
the
say.
South guys. quoting
Especially us
on
girls down here.
quoting Andre 3000. I knew there was something I like about you. Um, so with everything else, any other matches, any upcoming events that you have on the horizon that your supporters need to check out?
Yeah, actually, speaking of Corinne, her and I are having a rematch on May 1st at the Scenic City Rumble. Um, that will be in Tennessee. It won't be at the TWE Arena, but we are having a singles match on the Scenic City Rumble. I believe it will be live streaming on IWTV, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and then we both were also announced as the first two women in the first ever Scenic City Futures Showcase. And that will be happening in July with the SCI Scenic City Invitational Tournament. They usually do just a futures tournament along with it, but they're doing a separate all women's tournament this year also. And Corinne and I are the first two entrants in that. So that will be like mid July. So everyone look out for that as well. Um, Trying to think of what else is going on. Another promotion I wrestle for a lot down here is New South out of Alabama. And I know that I've got a show coming up with them on May 2nd, the day after the Scenic City Rumble. Um, Not quite sure what's in store for me yet, but I do know that Mance Warner and Steph DeLander are on that show. Very excited about that. Um, and then I'm just excited for summer to get going and hopefully be back up to Hooligan. We'll see about that. Hopefully I'll be back up there in summer and hopefully I'll have the girl fight title so I can defend it at Hooligan too.
Yeah, so check her out at the shows. She's gonna be a hooligan next week. She's gonna be giving you some shows across the South region.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking to leave her mark in the independent wrestling scene in the South and beyond. So we're
Bite
paying
mark.
bite marks, leaving her bite marks. Watch out, Billy. That's all I gotta say. It's for the Girl Fight Championship. Sending the Queendom 3 Hooligan Championship Wrestling. It is the grandmama of them all. That's my slogan for it. It is one of their biggest show of the year. So
Mm-hmm.
go check them out. It's an incredible promotion. Southern, West, Indiana, little in the Kentucky, Western Kentucky area, give and take. But trust me, if you haven't been to a hooligan show, you need to check it out. They got the woman's side. Um, they're basically telling the fellas, y'all got the night off. Let the ladies take over.
Mm-hmm.
This is their day. And it is so nice to meet you in person at the Elevation back in February.
Mm-hmm.
And you are an incredible talent. You're very unique. You stay true to yourself. You have so much upside, and you definitely shown that you can go toe to toe with
Thank you. Thank you.
anybody in the wrestling scene. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of you flourish and just continue to succeed in this crazy world of wrestling. So
Yes.
look, we got all sorts of characters, and quite honestly, you need them all. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just have one side. You gotta have them all. Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta have people that's gonna catch you off guard. You're gonna need some people that's gonna try to scare you a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
just know that it's they got a job to do. It's just nothing personal.
And there's something for everybody.
So anybody can get it. Thank you so much, Ms. Vane. Continued success, and looks like I'll see you next Saturday in Evansville.
Of course. Yes, I'll
Um,
see you then. Thank you for having me.
thank you. You have a good night.
You too.
Take care. All right.